Hello, friends. How are you? Hope you're well and that you're still all okay with the isolation and that nobody in your family or anybody is ill. I just hope you're all surviving and managing to fill your time, etc. I've seen a lot of videos around YouTube on like recommendation books for like reading and during this time of isolation. And I thought, yeah, that's quite good, but I kind of wanted to make mine different a bit. So what I've decided to do is go with a program that we have over here in the radio. I don't know if it's anywhere else in the world, called Desert Island Discs, but I'm going for a slight difference in mine, and I'm not going to Desert Island. With mine, you get to choose a location that you want to be in isolation. You also get to choose 10 books that you want to take with you. And you get two items. You can get a frivolous item and you can get an item that's more practical. Okay? So we'll see how it goes and just sort of see if you guys like it, and if anybody wants to sort of do what I've done, then please do so. It'll be nice to see what everybody else chooses. So the first thing is, what location would I choose for my isolation? Now, the location must be within a book that you've read. Okay? Now, for me, this was really, really hard because obviously somewhere like Hogsmeade would be brilliant. And then I thought, well, Cedar Cove would be really nice to go to. And there are loads of different locations, but I've decided that I would quite like to go to the Three Sisters Island from Nora Roberts' Three Sisters trilogy. I just really think the island is lovely, and I like the descriptions of it, so that's where I'm going to go. So that's my location chosen. With that, I'm now going to choose one of my items, and one of the items I'm going to take or have while I'm there is I'm going to have the actual house that Nell lives in Dance Upon the Air by Nora Roberts on Three Sisters Island, because it just sounds a lovely little cottage. It'd be ideal. There's a garden, there's a stream, there's a wee sort of woodland area. So I could go walk in that. I could sit in the garden and read. I could pluter in the garden. I could bake in the house and stuff like that. So for me, that would be my ideal sort of like non-frivolous but major item that I would take with me. So that's that. The books that I would take. So I haven't gone for my favourite books. I've taken books that I've read. Excuse me. Read recently or within the last couple of years that I've really enjoyed and thought that they would be nice to have with me. One of the books I've actually lent to a friend, so I don't have the physical copy with me, so I'll talk about it first. That book is The Bridge by Karen Kingsbury, and it's to do with a bookshop. And I just thought it'd be great to have that with me. It's a really good story, thoroughly enjoyed it, and I just thought that's definitely one I want to have with me. Next book I'm chosen to have with me is a non-fiction, and it's called A Home for All Seasons, hopefully you can see that, by Kirsten Perez. But if I open it up, it sort of shows you there are practical bits in it. And it shows you sort of basically how you can have your home. What you can do, turn your home into a nice, a different way each season. So I thought that'd be quite practical because I could take that with me, and if there's something I fancied doing, I could do it in the cottage. So I then thought, right, okay, what other books do I want to take with me? And I thought, well, I kind of want a mixture of everything. So another book I've chosen to take with me was Aunt Dimity's Death by Nancy Atherton. I've just recently read this one. I was put onto this by my friend Beth over at Soul Stained Ink, and she started me off on a new author and on a new series. This is a cosy mystery, and I think at times there's nothing better than curling up on a sofa with a nice throw, a nice cuppa in your hand, and a cosy mystery. So I've taken this one. Also, again, going with the theme of a kind of mystery, I went with The Liar by Nora Roberts. Another one that I've read recently, really, really enjoyed it. Loved the growth of the characters in this and just thought it was an excellent book that, you know, you can read at any point in time, but just get so absorbed in it that you get, you know, you just will forget time. So that's why I chose that one. I had to have a Christmas one, come on. So I went with Snow Angel Cove by Rianne Thane. I have to say that the town of this one was another place that I'd thought of for being stuck in for my, well, not stuck in, but going to for my isolation, because I think Snow Angel Cove sounds absolutely gorgeous, and the village, this town round about it, etc., just really, really appealed to me, and the characters that were in it also appealed to me. But I decided that Snow Angel Cove would be another one that I would go with, because I liked the premise of this book, I liked the story, I liked the characters, and I just thought, yep, that's definitely another one to take with me. Another one, another sort of Christmassy one, is Joanne DiMaio's Snowflakes and Coffee Cakes. This is the very first book of hers that I read. And it just hooked me from the beginning. The descriptions in this book, the town of Addison, another place that I'd thought of going for my isolation, I have to say. Just the descriptions of this and the way that the characters develop. And I think what really also struck me was in this one, there's a bit to do with a Christmas shop. And I thought, oh, that sounds so, so nice. So yes, so that's, I would definitely take this with me. I then thought, right, okay, I wanted maybe a wee bit of a romance job. So I went with the very first Debbie Macomber book I ever read, which was 20 Wishes. And again, this is centred around a bookshop type thing. And I just thought, yeah, sorry, this one has to come with me. I've got so many fond memories of reading this, and it's a book that I want to go back to quite soon. It's part of Debbie's Blossom Street series, and I thought, yeah, I really like this book and what happens in it, and I just wanted to take that with me. I then thought of, say, a couple of fantasy books that I fancied taking with me, and there was one series that stood out to me that I had to take something from, and that was A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. I love her All Souls trilogy. I adore it. And again, this is a series I'm going to get to again very soon. I haven't read it for a while, and it's something that I do definitely want to read. I've watched the first TV series, but this book is just so good. Just the way that she shows you that the vampires and the demons and the witches are all intertwined and everything is just so, so good. So I would take this one with me. Sticking with this fantasy theme, I'm going to go with A Court of Mist and Fury. I really love this one. This was probably my favourite book, I think, of all of this series of Sarah J Maas's. Don't get me wrong, I liked A Court of Thorns and Roses, but I really like this one because the main character grows so much, she develops so much, she just becomes herself and learns to use her talents and everything else that she has, and I just think it's just so beautiful. So I went with A Court of Mist and Fury. And my final book was, I wanted an adventure. And I know a lot of you know that I like Dirk Pitt, so I went with the latest one, which is Clive and Dirk Cussler's Celtic Empire. It was the latest Dirk Pitt that came out. I really, really enjoyed this because it's full of history. It was also, part of it was set up near Inverness, which I'm very familiar with. So I was kind of going back to a familiar place, and I just felt that, that would be really, really nice. I like the history aspect to it. So those are the books that I would take with me. I still have my frivolous or my non-sort of practical object or whatever I would take with me. and I would take with me a golden lab retriever puppy, because I think that would get me out, it would get me walking. I would have somebody to converse with. And I just thought it'd be nice to have an animal that I could cuddle and snuggle into while I'm reading my books. So that's it. That is my isolation. 10 books, my location, my two items I would take with me. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, friends, and I hope it inspires you to maybe do it yourself. I would really, really like to know where you would go, what you would take with you, what the 10 books would be, what would be your, like, the 2 major items that you would take with you. I just, or have. I just hope you've enjoyed this video. I've had fun sort of thinking about it and thinking what books I would take. But yeah, if you want to do it, please do this sort of, I'm not going to make it a tag video, but if you fancy doing it, then please do so, and please let me know down in the comments you've done it, if you've made a video, and then I'll definitely go watch. Or if you just want to tell me down in the comments what books you would take, etc, etc, then please do so. I'll definitely read them and reply to you. Anyway, hope you have a really good rest of the week, friends, and I'll see you soon. Bye.